Is it just me? Or does getting a good night's sleep feel a lot harder than it used to? You lie down, hoping for that deep, restful sleep you remember from years past. But instead, you toss and turn, wake up multiple times, or find yourself wide awake at 4 a.m., your mind buzzing. Maybe you fall asleep easily, only to wake up hours later feeling like you haven't slept at all. This isn't just inconvenient. That feeling of being tired throughout the day, the fuzzy thinking, the lack of energy. It really takes a toll on how much you can enjoy life. It makes simple tasks feel like mountains and leaves you feeling irritable and drained. It's a painful reality many of us face as the years go by. But what if I told you there are surprising things happening inside your body while you sleep after 60, and understanding these changes is the secret to finally getting the rest you need? It's not just about trying harder. It's about understanding why your sleep has changed. In this video, we're going to look at some eye-opening truths about sleep in your 60s and beyond, and talk about practical ways you can work with your body, not against it. To improve your sleep quality, we'll cover what's really going on during the night and simple steps you can take starting tonight. Make sure you watch right to the very end, because there's something that will surprise you about just how much sleep impacts your life. So, let's really dive into what's happening when you close your eyes and try to drift off. Because things are definitely different than they were in your 20s or 30s. One of the biggest shifts is in something called sleep architecture. Think of sleep as having different stages, like a journey through various rooms. There's light sleep, deeper sleep often called slow-wave sleep or deep sleep, and REM sleep, that's where most of your vivid dreaming happens. As we get older, particularly after 60, the amount of time we spend in those deeper stages of sleep starts to decrease significantly. That deep sleep is crucial for physical restoration. It's when your body repairs tissues, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens your immune system. When you're not getting enough of it, you wake up feeling less physically refreshed, maybe a bit achy, and your body hasn't had the optimal time to do its nightly maintenance. It's like getting a quick wipe down instead of a thorough cleaning. On top of that, our REM sleep can also become less consolidated, though it doesn't decrease as dramatically as deep sleep. REM sleep is vital for cognitive functions, like consolidating memories, processing emotions, and problem solving. If you're waking up feeling mentally foggy or finding your memory isn't as sharp, it could be linked to disruptions in your sleep architecture, including changes in REM sleep. Another major player that changes is your body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm. This is the 24-hour cycle that tells you when to be awake and when to be asleep. As we age, this clock often shifts. Many people find they naturally get tired earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning, sometimes before they'd like to. This is often referred to as an advanced sleep phase. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can feel restrictive or frustrating if it doesn't align with your social schedule, or if you still struggle to stay asleep until your new early wake-up time. The signals from your brain that regulate this clock, like the hormone melatonin, also tend to decrease with age. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone because it helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Less melatonin can mean those signals telling your body it's time to wind down aren't as strong as they used to be, making it harder to fall asleep initially or stay asleep throughout the night. Beyond these fundamental changes in how sleep works and when it happens, there are other factors that become more common. Fragmented sleep is a big one. This means you're not sleeping in long, continuous blocks. You might wake up multiple times during the night, even if you don't fully remember it in the morning. These awakenings could be brief, lasting only a few seconds, but they still interrupt your sleep cycle and prevent you from moving through those crucial stages effectively. Why does this happen more often as we age? Well, there are several reasons. The need to use the bathroom during the night is incredibly common and a major disruptor. Pain from conditions like arthritis or back problems can make it hard to find a comfortable position or can wake you up when you shift. Sleep disorders like sleep apnea where breathing is interrupted during sleep, or restless leg syndrome. An uncomfortable urge to move your legs also become more prevalent and significantly break up sleep continuity. Even simply being a lighter sleeper than you used to be means you're more easily roused by noise or light. Understanding these changes, the decrease in deep sleep, the shift in your internal clock, the potential for more fragmented sleep due to various factors, is the first step. It helps us realize that what you're experiencing isn't necessarily bad sleep in the sense of being broken or wrong, but rather different sleep that reflects the natural aging process. However, just because it's different doesn't mean we can't improve its quality. Knowing why you might be waking up earlier or feeling less refreshed helps us identify strategies that are actually effective. For instance, if your circadian rhythm has shifted, fighting it by staying up late might just lead to frustration and poor sleep quality. Working with that shift, maybe by embracing an earlier bedtime if possible, could be more productive. If nighttime bathroom trips are the issue, understanding that involves changes in bladder function can lead to practical steps like timing fluid intake earlier in the day. One of the most powerful things you can do, based on how our sleep-wake cycle shifts and weakens with age, is to establish and stick to a consistent sleep schedule. I know, it sounds simple, maybe even boring, but going to bed and waking up around the same time every day, even on weekends, is like giving your internal clock a gentle tune-up. Think of your circadian rhythm as a finely tuned instrument that needs regular calibration. When you have erratic sleep times, it's like throwing that instrument out of whack. This is especially important as the natural signals get weaker. A consistent routine helps reinforce those signals. Even if you have a rough night, try to get up at your usual time. This helps build sleep pressure throughout the day, making it easier to fall asleep the following night. It takes time, but consistency is absolutely key to helping your body find its new, optimal rhythm. It's a fundamental pillar, like the foundation of a house. Without it, everything else is harder. It's not about being rigid to the minute, but aiming for a window, say within 30 to 60 minutes. Most days. Another area tied to understanding these changes is optimizing your sleep environment. Because sleep becomes lighter and more easily fragmented as we age, seemingly small disturbances can have a bigger impact than they used to. Light, noise, and temperature all play significant roles. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. This means making it as dark as possible. Even small amounts of light from street lights, alarm clocks, or electronic devices can suppress melatonin production and disrupt your sleep cycle, making it harder to stay asleep. Consider blackout curtains or an eye mask. Noise is another common culprit for fragmented sleep. Whether it's traffic outside, a snoring partner, or household noises, these can pull you out of those lighter sleep stages. Earplugs or a white noise machine can be incredibly helpful in masking these sounds and providing a consistent, soothing backdrop. Temperature is also critical, especially as temperature regulation can become less efficient with age. Most sleep experts recommend a cooler temperature for sleep, typically between 60–67 degrees Fahrenheit, around 15–19 degrees Celsius. A room that's too warm can make it harder to fall asleep, and more likely you'll wake up during the night feeling uncomfortable. Experiment to find the temperature that works best for you, and use breathable bedding and sleepwear. Thinking about your bedroom as a dedicated sleep space also means reserving it primarily for sleep and intimacy. Avoid working, eating meals, or watching TV in bed if you can. This helps your brain associate the bedroom with rest and sleep, strengthening that mental connection. If you find yourself unable to fall asleep after about 20 minutes, it's often better to get out of bed, go to another dimly lit room, and do something quiet and relaxing like reading or listening to soft music until you feel sleepy. Then return to bed. This prevents you from associating your bed with frustration and wakefulness. It's counterintuitive, but staying in bed tossing and turning can actually make things worse. building on the idea of working with your body's natural rhythms and optimizing your environment. Let's consider the impact of what you consume and when. As we get older, our metabolism changes and our bodies process things differently. This includes stimulants like caffeine and alcohol, which can have a longer-lasting impact than they used to. Many people enjoy a cup of coffee or tea in the morning, and that's perfectly fine for most. But that afternoon pick-me-up might be interfering with your sleep more than you realize. Caffeine blocks adenosine, a chemical in your brain that builds up throughout the day and makes you feel sleepy. While younger people might clear caffeine from their system in a few hours, it can take longer as you age. So, that coffee or strong tea after lunch could still be keeping you wired when you're trying to wind down in the evening. Consider cutting off caffeine intake by late afternoon, maybe 6 to 8 hours before your planned bedtime. Switching to decaf or herbal tea can make a big difference. Alcohol is another common culprit. While a glass of wine or a nightcap might initially make you feel drowsy, it actually disrupts your sleep later in the night. Alcohol is a sedative, but as your body metabolizes it, it causes you to spend less time in REM sleep and often leads to awakenings in the second half of the night. It also relaxes the muscles in your throat, which can worsen snoring and sleep apnea if that's an issue for you. Limiting alcohol, especially in the hours before bed, can significantly improve the quality of your sleep, even if it feels like it helps you fall asleep faster initially. The sleep you get after drinking isn't the same restorative sleep you need. What and when you eat also matters. Eating a heavy meal close to bedtime can cause digestive discomfort, indigestion, or heartburn, all of which can make it difficult to lie down comfortably and fall asleep. Try to finish your last meal a few hours before you head to bed. If you're hungry in the evening, a light, easily digestible snack like a banana or a small bowl of oatmeal might be okay. But avoid anything heavy, spicy, or fatty. Staying hydrated throughout the day is important, but try to limit fluids in the couple of hours before bed, especially if nighttime bathroom trips are disturbing your sleep. It's a delicate balance. You don't want to be dehydrated, but you also don't want a full bladder waking you up repeatedly. Finding the right timing for your evening drinks is key. Moving your body regularly is fantastic for overall health, and it can definitely help with sleep. But the timing is important. Particularly as we age, regular physical activity can help you fall asleep faster, spend more time in deep sleep, and reduce the number of nighttime awakenings. However, intense exercise too close to bedtime can have the opposite effect. It raises your body temperature and heart rate, making it harder to wind down. Aim to finish more vigorous workouts at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. Lighter activities like a gentle walk, stretching, or some simple yoga in the evening can actually be calming and promote sleep. But listen to your body. If you find evening exercise, even light activity, makes you feel more energized instead of relaxed, try doing it earlier in the day. Finding the right type and timing of movement is a personal journey, but incorporating some form of regular physical activity into your routine is one of the best natural sleep aids there is, helping to regulate your energy levels and promote that healthy sleep pressure. Another often overlooked factor that affects sleep, especially as we get older, is screen time in the evening. Our modern lives are filled with phones, tablets, computers, and TVs. These devices emit blue light, which is the same type of light that's most abundant in daylight. Exposure to this blue light tells your brain that it's daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin. Using these devices right before bed sends mixed signals to your internal clock, making it harder to feel sleepy and disrupting the natural process of winding down. Try to create a screen-free period for at least an hour before bed. Use this time to read a physical book, listen to music or a podcast, talk to a loved one, or do some gentle stretching or relaxation exercises. This transition time is crucial for preparing your body and mind for sleep. It's about creating a buffer zone between the stimulation of the day and the calm needed for sleep. Let's not forget about the role of stress and worry. It seems like the quiet hours of the night are when worries like to creep in, replaying events of the day or fretting about tomorrow. This mental churning is a major cause of insomnia and fragmented sleep at any age, but perhaps even more so when other factors like physical discomfort or bladder issues are also potential disruptors. Finding ways to manage stress and quiet a busy mind before bed is vital. This could involve simple relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises, meditation, or gentle stretching. Writing down your worries in a journal an hour or two before bed can also be helpful. It's like getting them out of your head and onto paper so they don't circle endlessly when you're trying to fall asleep. Developing a calming bedtime routine signals to your body that it's time to transition from the day's activities to rest. This routine could include taking a warm bath, reading a chapter of a book, listening to calming music, or doing a few minutes of gentle yoga. Consistency in this routine, just like with your sleep schedule, reinforces the message to your body that sleep is coming. Sometimes, despite our best efforts with routine, environment, diet, exercise, and stress management, sleep issues persist. This is when it's really important to talk to your doctor. Sleep changes are normal as we age, but significant sleep problems like chronic insomnia, excessive daytime sleepiness, or symptoms of sleep apnea like loud snoring, gasping for breath during sleep, or feeling tired even after a full night's sleep are not a normal or inevitable part of aging and should be evaluated. There might be underlying medical conditions contributing to your sleep problems, or medications you're taking could be having side effects that disrupt sleep. A doctor can help identify the root cause of your sleep issues and recommend appropriate treatments, which might include lifestyle changes, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, or treatment for specific sleep disorders. Don't just accept poor sleep as something you have to live with. Help is available. Understanding what happens to our bodies during sleep after 60 empowers us to have informed conversations with our healthcare providers about the specific changes we're experiencing and the impact they're having. It moves from just saying, "I sleep badly," to, "I think I might be experiencing more fragmented sleep due to needing to use the bathroom. And I'm also concerned about how little deep sleep I seem to be getting." This level of detail can be very helpful. Ultimately, improving sleep after 60 is about understanding that your sleep needs and patterns do change. But that doesn't mean you're destined for a lifetime of poor sleep. It's about accepting those changes and then implementing strategies that support your body's current needs. It's not about trying to sleep like you did when you were 20. It's about optimizing the sleep you can get now for the best possible health and quality of life. Every little step helps. Adjusting your coffee time, making your bedroom a bit darker, trying a new relaxation technique, or simply getting up and doing something quiet if you can't sleep instead of lying there frustrated. These aren't always quick fixes, and it requires patience and consistency. But the payoff is huge. Better sleep means more energy, a clearer mind, improved mood, and a stronger body ready to enjoy life. It impacts everything. We've covered some really important ground today, looking at how sleep architecture, circadian rhythms, and factors like light, noise, temperature, what we eat and drink, how we move, and how we manage stress all interact with sleep after the age of 60. Remember, those shifts in deep sleep and your internal clock are natural, but they mean we have to be more mindful and intentional about supporting our sleep. Implementing a consistent schedule, creating a sleep sanctuary in your bedroom, being aware of caffeine and alcohol intake, timing your meals and exercise thoughtfully, stepping away from screens in the evening, and finding ways to quiet your mind are all powerful tools. And perhaps the most important takeaway is knowing when to reach out for professional help. You don't have to figure this all out alone. Small changes truly can make a big difference in how you feel day to day, boosting your energy, sharpening your memory, and just generally improving your outlook. It's about making gentle adjustments and being patient with yourself as you find what works best. Don't underestimate the power of good sleep. It's fundamental to living well at any age. I'd love to hear about your experiences with sleep after 60. What challenges have you faced? What tips or tricks have you found helpful? Share your thoughts in the comments below. It helps everyone in our community. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more practical tips and information on living your best life as you get older, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to brighter days and more restful nights. You absolutely can live your best life at every age, and good sleep is a huge part of that.